Today, we're going to be replicating the Chipotle steak. So the kids love Chipotle steak bowls. It's rice, steak, and cheese. That's it. That's what they love. And at the end of the day, this is pretty easy to make at home. There's a bunch of recipes out on the internet for how to replicate the marinade that Chipotle does. This is the one we use. It tastes pretty darn similar for us. Today we're going to be doing it with top sirloin steak, which is something a little bit leaner. We typically do it with a flat steak. The flat iron steak. That's the one we really enjoy it with. All right, let's talk about the ingredients. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this in a little food processor. You can do it in a blender. You could mix it up yourself, but I like chopping it all up. Pretty simple. We're going to have some olive oil, some garlic. We have some whole Chipotles and Adobe sauce. You can buy this in the Hispanic section of your local grocery store. They sell it in almost everywhere. We have some cilantro. We're using dried cilantro. I don't have fresh. A little bit of cumin, and we want about 2 tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons of lime juice. I only had 2 limes in the fridge, so I'm going to juice those, but they're key limes, and I don't think I'm going to get that much out of them, so I brought some little concentrated lime juice in the event I need it. That's it. We're going to mix all this stuff up. We're going to put it in the little food processor here. We're going to blend it up to a paste, and that's what we're going to use to put in a Ziploc bag and start to marinate our steaks with. Ideally, you give them a few hours. But listen, you can do this in as short as 15 to 30 minutes, and you'll still get amazing flavor out of this. So let's go ahead and start. Pretty easy here. So I'm using San Marcos Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, and we want about 3 tablespoons of this. All right, let's call that 1. We'll call that 2.5. And let's go up to a third one here. I think I'm going to do 1 more. All right, now we now want about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. I'm just using this stuff out of a jar. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons or so, maybe 3. I'm going to go ahead and do some cilantro flakes in here. I'm doing about 1.5 tablespoons or so. And for the cumin, we want to do about 2 teaspoons, a little less than a tablespoon. Cumin gives it a good Hispanic Mexican flavor. All right. And now we just want to juice 2 of these limes in there. Let's see what we get for juice on these little guys. Actually, they're juicier than I thought they would be. And now we're just going to drizzle some olive oil in here. We probably want about 2 or 3 tablespoons of this. Call that 1, 2. We need that to emulsify. I'm going to do a little bit more lime juice because I just didn't quite get as much as I was needing out of that. With that, we're just going to go ahead and blend this up. Let me go inside and blend it. I want to bring the blender out here, and we'll show you what this looks like. We went ahead and just pulsed this and ground it up real nice. It looks good. All right, you can kind of see the consistency of this. Looks really good. Man, it smells amazing too. This is the marinade we're going to use on our steak. Now feel free to use the steak that you want to use on this. We're using some top sirloin. I think it would be phenomenal with a skirt steak or a flat iron steak. But we're using these nice little sirloin pieces. I'm just going to drop them right down here in the bottom of a big Ziploc bag. It's going to be our marinating location. We're simply going to pour our marinade in here. This is as simple as just pouring this right in on that steak. Now what we want to do is we want to get some of this air out of here. Just fold this up, seal it. Now we just want to massage this all the way through here. Cover that meat on all sides. I'm just rotating them around inside of this bag the whole bit. Just massage them together real good like this. And I like to just fold this over, take that, set it right in the fridge. We want to let this go for anywhere from 15 minutes to overnight. By the way, if you did it overnight, it would be even better. We're going to eat in about 1.5 hours or so. So I'm just going to go pop this right in the fridge while I clean all this stuff up. See you back here in a bit. All right, so it's been about 1 hour and 10 minutes since we put this in the fridge. It's nice and cold. Our steak's been marinating. That amount of time was just right. We started some rice. That is just about done. I just heard the little musical chime it plays when the rice cooker's finished. All right, we've got our griddle on low to low medium on the 2 center burners. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait for that to come up to temperature. I probably wanted to bring it up to somewhere around 350 to 400 degrees. Perfect for just getting a nice sear on these steaks. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, we're between 430 to 450 degrees on here. That's perfect. I've got my little probe thermometer, which is going to be great for checking when our steaks are done. Now it's just a matter of taking our package here, and we're going to pop some of these in. Just going to do this with my hands here. Take this, drop that guy right down on here. Woo, listen to that sizzle. Now we want to cook these for about 5 to 6 minutes on each side. That's about what we think it's going to take. Now I'm not going to keep flipping them often, but I am going to keep my thermometer around because once we flip these guys over, we want to check them. I want these to be a wonderful medium or medium rare inside. So about 140 to 143 degrees is what I'm shooting for with these. All right, let's take a look at these guys. Oh, that's perfect. Exactly what we want to see there. Nice. I am going to put a little slit in that one just so it sits a little flatter. And the idea is it'll sit flat. Since we're cutting it up anyway, I'm fine with that. Do the same over here. It also lets me cheat a little and I can see just how done it is. So we just have a little bit more to go. All right, it's been just a couple minutes longer. We're going to go ahead and pull these guys right off of here. All right, now we want to go ahead and scrape this off of here. That's got a lot of cooked on seasoning there. Definitely need that off of here. Right down into our little trap. Now recently we did a video about re-seasoning your Blackstone when it's gotten a lot of buildup on it. And I did that with grapeseed oil. Now normally I don't do this, I just put a little bit of my regular cooking oil on the top here when I'm finished cooking, but because we just seasoned it recently, I'm going to go ahead and just do this with a little bit of this grapeseed oil. Just going to coat this whole thing. Ooh. Be careful, it'll splash you if you're not cautious. That is something you don't want. Now I'm trying to use a minimal amount of this. Just trying to keep it down under about a tablespoon or so, but it looks like I'm going to need just a tad more. Actually, maybe I won't. Let me see. Nope, don't think I'm going to. Just want to rub this across the whole thing. That is ready to go for our next cook. We'll just close this down after it cools. All right, so we've been letting this sit for about 6 or 7 minutes. Could probably let it sit for another 5 or 10, but I think I'm going to go ahead and give one of these guys a cut, and let's take a look right at it here. Give that guy a nice cut. Look at that. A little bit medium to medium well on this guy. Let's go ahead and try just cutting this up a little bit here. All right, we're going to give this a shot.
I'm going to take this part off.
Oh, you want to eat that part. That's the good part. What do you think?
It's pretty spicy.
Yeah? You like spicy, right? Good and juicy, huh? I think we cut it the right way. We wanted it to sort of pull apart, and that's why we're cutting it across the grain. That's exactly what we did there. I like it.
Can't really tell if I like it or I don't.
Having that on some rice would be good, huh?
Having it plain is good.
I think over some rice with some beef and a little bit of cheese. Tastes like Chipotle's?
It's a 10 out of 10, guys. You should actually do it.
10 out of 10, huh? Is that an exaggerated rating for the camera?
No.
Don't get into your food, okay? How do you like it?
I would recommend...
Hang on, let me ask Keith, because
Getting
Keith has had this. Yeah, I know, but don't peel any more of that off.
like getting a new...
Yep, I got to make a new one.
Make? You made this?
Yeah.
Guys, he made this. He's a really hard worker. He made this from scratch, I think.
All right, folks, I'm going to cut the rest of this up. We're going to serve it on top of some rice with with some cheese, just like a Chipotle bowl, and we'll give it a shot. So I'm going to make this up exactly the way the kids do. Just a little bit of white rice. I've got a little bit of pepper jack cheese here. Take a few chunks of this steak, and we'll pile that right in. And you can put salsa or anything else you want in there, but this is the way the kids like it, so this is the way we're going to go ahead and have it. Just rice and steak and anything else you want. I actually saved some of this adobo seasoning that I covered this in. I could put a little of that on here as well, but let's give that a shot. Just take a look at that steak though. That looks really good. And now, it's time to give it a shot, just like the kids do when we go to Chipotle. This is the way they love to have it. Boom. That's amazing flavor like that. Look at that, nice pink right in the center. Beautiful piece. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to take this inside because the family will absolutely be ready to eat. The rice is sitting in the rice cooker and away they go. Oh, good. Hey, listen, you're still here. Do me a favor. If you want to see a bunch of Blackstone Griddle videos, right down here. If you want to see a bunch of Pit Boss smoking videos, right up there. Check them out. I'm going to take this inside.